How knows shit? Like I always tell you guys, let's talk Royal Rumble, Saudi Arabia. Now, a lot of people look at wrestling right now. In both shows, AEW, WWE, to me seem like they're going through what's called like a transitional period in the writing. Both shows are building to their big, payoffs. Now WWE, is building on the road to WrestleMania, and Royal Rumble, Saudi Arabia was a B show. With a lot of wrestlers didn't want to travel overseas for the event, so Triple H had to do some maneuvering. A lot of people think that Finn Balor was just left off the Royal Rumble. Finn probably didn't want to travel. A lot of wrestlers have their feelings on how their feelings about going to Saudi doing events like that. A lot of people have preferences, so Triple H had to maneuver, do some things. And you guys got to understand, everything is still a work. Everything is still long-term storylines. But to me, the stadium looked incredible. The Saudis really put a nice little twist to that stadium. From the production aspect to the pyro, everything was incredible. As an organization, you just can't be a U.S.-based, North American-based company. Everyone loves the WWE. Everyone loves wrestling. The wrestling audience is just not for us in the U.S., and people don't realize that. So why did people frown themselves on Saudi Arabia paying for Royal Rumble and then next year WrestleMania? That's not. You guys got to get out of that way of thinking. Everybody is a wrestling fan. There's a little kid right now in somewhere in Jamaica that loves WWE. There's a little kid right now eating cereal, watching Roman Reigns. He lives in Taiwan, and it's a little. So you can't just, and that's us as Americans being so spoiled, thinking that everything belongs to us. Sports doesn't just belong to us. Our football, our basketball, people all over the world enjoy them things, just like music. Just like in London, people still love the old Motown music and they emulate our dance moves and all of that. So that's the same thing with wrestling. So let's get into the Rumble. Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre. Now, a lot of reports, people were speculating that Sami was going to win. That's not part of the storyline. It was a great match. I knew Drew was going to win the match because that's setting up who he's going to face at WrestleMania. It was a great match, but a short one. Sami, the crowd did love Sami. It was a good match. Let's get into the retirement match between AJ Styles and Gunther. Now, everybody was thinking that AJ was going to do this big retirement John Cena style thing that the WWE did with John Cena. But to me, I think that the John Cena thing was just a homage to him being in the WWE so long. AJ Styles, I believe, is going to end his, everything here and go into TNA, finishing up there. He might go out to New Japan and do some things, but he's going to have a year where he does his last retirement tour on his own, creating his own magic, his own storylines. I don't know. That could be. I don't think it's going to be AEW. He said something a while ago that, he's not an AEW guy. He wants to be on his own terms. He's not going to be in no more long-term contracts. It was a good match with him and Gunther. They're building Gunther to be this monster that everybody hates, that he's killing all the legends, that he's killing their careers. They are continue building Gunther as this legend killer, this. They are building this heat on Gunther to the point that they want him to be one of the biggest heels going into the future of WWE. And that's what WWE is doing, building these stars. And they're doing it at the expense of some of these legends retiring. And him making AJ tap out was perfect. That means people hate him even more. So that was perfect. Now, him losing and not putting the gloves down, everybody knows, if you're a wrestling fan, you know AJ says this is his last year. So, of course, you know, once his contract with the E ends, he's going to go do it on his own terms. And AJ losing was just steady building up Gunther, and everybody continues to hate Gunther. The Women's Royal Rumble. And the women, the last couple years, have done real good at the Royal Rumble. This one was probably one of the best that I've seen from the women. Maybe the last two was good, but this one was real good. Not really too many surprises. Soa Loka, she did real good. Brie Bella coming out to that big pop was incredible. I was surprised with the Jordan Grace and Jade Cargill beef on SmackDown that Jordan, you know, got eliminated. But that too, I don't think Liv is going to challenge Jade Cargill for the championship at WrestleMania. I believe Liv Morgan is going to challenge her friend in Raquel, who's going to beat the champion on Monday, and they're going to build that storyline for Liv and Raquel fighting at WrestleMania. Because I don't think Liv wants to face Jade Cargill, so that maybe Jordan Grace will have a match with Jade Cargill at the Elimination Chamber. That way, I don't see Jordan Grace having a real big match at WrestleMania this year. They still building her. Liv Morgan will probably face her best friend. They've been building. There's going to be some tension within the Judgment Day. This thing, the third, and that's how that's going to go. The men's Royal Rumble. It was a good one. It wasn't like the woman. It was a good one. I was surprised that I knew Brock wasn't going to win. Cody, I was surprised Cody didn't win. I guess they're going somewhere else with that. I guess whatever happens at Elimination Chamber, I guess they're going to meet. I believe they're going to meet Roman Reigns face CM Punk, and I believe Cody will end up facing Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. I believe that's how that's going to go. Or they could be changing up, going directions, and Cody beats Drew McIntyre because of Jacob Fatu's interference at the Elimination Chamber. I could see that happening, and Drew McIntyre sets up a grudge match between Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania. I think Obafemi did a real good job in his first Mania. Braun Breaker, him being attacked before him getting a chance to really do his thing in that Rumble was a cliffhanger out of left field for me. I don't know if people are saying that is Seth Rollins. Could be Seth Rollins. He could have been there. He could have been in Saudi Arabia with him and his daughter and out there, but I don't know. I don't think that was Seth Rollins. It could be that's what they build into. You know, they're probably going to keep him masked for a while, and there's probably going to be some dissension within the ranks. Brian probably going to think it's either Bronson or Theory or Paul. He's probably going to be blaming those guys, and Paul's going to have to intervene in the next couple of weeks until they figure it out. And then there will probably be Seth Rollins, and it'll probably be Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. We'll just have to see. But for me, the Royal Rumble was a B. Triple H, you know, he did a good job. A lot of people ragging on Triple H, but you tried to do this 3 or 4 times out the week and plan and do long-term storytelling. Sometimes you're going to be off. That's how it is in regular TV. You got some filter episodes, so get off of Triple H too much. But WWE Royal Rumble Saudi Arabia was a B for me.